Hello and welcome back to another video. Please excuse the terrible frame rate and horrendous image quality because today I'm back on Forza Horizon 4. I've returned to this game today because I recently rewatched Top Gear's 1949 Fastest Vehicles race, which I really enjoyed, and thought why not have a go at recreating this in Forza, of course having to be in Horizon 4 to be in an accurate location for this. It was known as the Top Gear Race to the North, which took place on the 25th of April 2009, and was the first episode of, you'll never guess this, Series 13. And basically the pretense of this race was what would Top Gear have been like in 1949, and they said, well, it would be exactly the same, and proceeded to do this race. But it meant taking the fastest train, car, and motorbike of that year for a race from the south of Great Britain to the north of Great Britain, finishing in Edinburgh. The vehicles they used were a Jaguar XK120, driven by James May, which is what I'm going to be driving, although technically this car in Forza is a 1954 model, so it's a little bit too new, but doesn't really matter, it's effectively the same car. The train was the number 60163 Tornado, which, as the fireman, Clarkson had to shovel 8 tons of coal into. That locomotive was actually built in 2009 to the exact same spec as the original Peppercorn A1 class. In Horizon, the train we have is actually the Flying Scotsman, which is an A3 class locomotive. However, this was actually the train they wanted to use in that race, but it was undergoing a full restoration in the York Railway Museum at the time, so they had to find an alternative suitable train. So this is technically a more accurate 1949 race than Top Gear's, although the car isn't, so maybe it's about the same. And the third vehicle was the Vincent Black Shadow, ridden by Hammond, and obviously we can't have motorbikes in Forza, so we can't include that one in this race, but in reality it kept braking and was nowhere near the other two, so it's no great loss, really. So today's race is actually going to run from north to south, because that's the route the train takes here in Forza. It does then come back to the top, but not visibly, so the hope is if we run it this way, we might catch a glimpse of the train at some point on the way. So we're going to start here at the Glenfinnan Viaduct and travel all the way along here, down the main road, which is going to represent the A1, which they used in the race, exiting here and finishing at the southernmost bridge that the train goes under before disappearing and respawning at the starting point. Anyway, the race is just over 8 miles in distance, and the train does it in precisely just under 5 minutes, so let's get started. Right, here comes the train, so let's get ready to go as it comes past. And off we go. In our tiny little Jaguar. So in many ways this race isn't actually accurate to the episode, but then the episode wasn't actually all that accurate to 1949, if we're being honest. Particularly the speed limit that the train had to follow of 75, although here in Forza it doesn't go much faster than that anyway. It was raining slightly, I don't know if that stopped, which is a slight problem with the roof down. James may actually have the roof up in the episode, but this is Horizon 4, not Horizon 5, so that's not an option. Not that it is on this car anyway. Right, finally back on some tarmac. It's going to take some getting used to which side of the road we're supposed to be on, having played Horizon 5 Mexico, and, well, not this for a long time.
400 yards. Turn left.
Now, I was going to go to great levels of accuracy and make the number plate match the car that was used in that episode, which was Land Rover. No, that isn't what the number plate was. The number plate was SKE7. However, Forza seems to think... Are we in front or behind it? Anyway, Forza seems to think that's offensive in some way and isn't allowed as a number plate, because they basically ban rude words, but not quite sure why that's banned. But anyway, it won't let me equip it, so we're stuck with the traditional petrol 13 number plate. Anyway, I appear to have lost the train already, so my theory of running north to south so that we could actually see it doesn't necessarily work. And onto the main road. It is definitely raining again now, so it is rather unfortunate we can't put that roof up. Luckily I've given my character a hat, which is also not accurate. Oh, we're hitting traffic here. Anyway, round about now, Clarkson will be trying to cook a fried egg in the train's boiler before finding it's disgusting and throwing it out of the window. The thing is, here, the train can go pretty much flat out, whereas the car definitely handles like it's from the 1940s, wobbling about all over the place. It's a beautiful, beautiful car though. I do love the XK120. It's one of my cars that I want to see return to Forza Horizon 5. Featured it in my list of vehicles that I want to return, which I might link somewhere if I remember to. Anyway, we've got 3 miles to go. We're nearly at the off-ramp of the motorway. 128, that seems like I've hit a mini and killed it. Wait, what? Oh, you absolute master. Why is the route telling me to go this way? It sent me on an off-ramp and back on again. I remember this in Horizon 4, actually. Many traffic jams. Blind luck completed. Oh, I can see it. I was about to say I've got no idea if I'm beating it or not. But I can see it and it's ahead of me. It's looking like I'm going to have lost this one. Alright, exit. Looks like we're going this way. 40s brakes are literally made of cheese.
Cheese.
Hello, Fiesta. Yes, the traffic about here is kind of spoiling it slightly. We did have a couple of incidents with other vehicles, which, if we had avoided, might have had a different outcome, because I'm pretty sure we've already lost this one. Oh. I know it was close, so if we can't see the train approaching, I think we pretty much know we've lost it. Especially if I do that. I'm just pushing it too far now, because I know it's all over and I've lost it. No, I think we've lost quite considerably. Oh, we've fallen off the bridge. I did the race this way around so that there was a chance we would see the train, which we of course did briefly along the motorway. But yeah, we still lost rather inaccurately to the program itself. But anyway, I think for accuracy, we should now race back the other way, so from south to north, which of course means I won't know where the train is. But I think we should do that for accuracy and see if we can actually beat the train in the car. And there goes the train, off we go, as a sort of double or quits race back, if you like. Now, obviously the train vanishes there and then respawns at the other end, so there's a chance it does that almost instantly and we've already lost. But I think from memory it does take a little while. Obviously we're not going to see it, although in the closing stages of this race we're actually going in the opposite direction as it, but after it's past the finish line, if you like. So if we see it coming the other way, we've already lost, basically, once we get a bit closer, for example, when we're in the tunnel. But anyway, this is more accurate, a race in the correct direction, so let's try and drive more realistically with slightly less crashiness, although obviously still speeding a lot, which didn't happen in the episode, I don't think. I don't remember James May dodging in and out of traffic in the episode of Top Gear. Oh, there's BMWs moving without indicating. the hazards of any British motorway. Well and truly testing this car's top speed. It's 133 apparently. Which is faster than it should be, which is just as well, because, well, we lost last time. No sign of the train going the other way yet. But I've got a feeling we're going to end up with a similar result. I think this car's just not fast enough. We did race the train a while ago with much faster Bentleys as a sort of Bentley versus train recreation. And I seem to remember those just about beat it, but they were substantially newer than this. That water splash can't be good for this car, or the driver. It's getting soaked through there. Final little dirt track up to the finish line. I was worried this was going to happen. There's just going to be no sign of the train at all. Which I suspect means we've lost. Twice. Yeah, so about 3 or 4 minutes later it's here, which I think means we missed it by quite a bit, and it's now come round again. So yeah, the car has lost twice, which isn't accurate at all in the race it won. Although this is a different train. So maybe the conclusion is, if Top Gear had used the train they were supposed to use, the train would have won. Meaning, the fastest way to travel, if you live in 1949, is the steam locomotive. So, useful consumer advice, as ever. Anyway, there we go. That is going to be all for today's video. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.